Hello students. The next chapter for the CBSE board examination of B.ST 2022 is the financial market. The financial market is a market where the financial assets or securities are exchanged for liquidity. This is what the financial market. Financial instruments such as debentures, shares, bonds, treasury bills, commercial paper, call money. These are the financial securities which are exchanged for liquidity according to the term of the holding period of those securities. Next, the features of financial market or features or functions of financial market are: the first one is the mobilization of savings and their channelization into the more productive purpose. What is the meaning of it? The common man, they don't have the skill to invest in the market. Their money are kept in the lockers and banks, and through the financial market, through the intermediaries, those money are mobilized into the market then for the productive purpose of company. Second feature, it facilitates price discovery. Yes, in the market, due to supply and demand forces, price is also discovered for financial instruments or assets. Third feature, it provides liquidity in financial securities or financial assets. This is the very primary and ultimate objective of financial market. Fourth, reduces the cost of transactions also. It is when the market is functioning regular basis and all the necessary informations are readily available, and it reducing the cost of transaction. These are the four features or functions of financial market. Then the financial market consisting of two major segment. One is the money market, second the capital market. The money market, in the money market is the market where the very short-term securities are exchanged for liquidity. What are those securities? Call money, treasury bills, commercial paper, etc. Now the nature or feature of money market is to be understood very clearly, very easy to understand. First, money market instruments are exchanged for maximum 1 year. The meaning of which is the holding period of the money market instruments are not more than 1 year. Within 1 year, securities are purchased and sold out. So therefore, first feature, it provides more and more liquidity. Second, low transaction cost. There is no need of brokers involved in the money market instruments. Therefore, low transaction cost. It is a short-term financial securities or financial assets. The holding period is only up to 1 year, and it consisting of the many sub-markets also. So call money market, treasury market, commercial paper market, etc. Market is just segregating. Then speedy transaction. Transaction is very fast, and therefore the liquidity also fast. So these are the features of money market. Next, the money market instruments are to be discussed. The very small questions, a small type of 2 marks or 3 marks question could be asked under this segment, the money market instruments. First, the treasury bill. Treasury bill is issued by the central government and handled by the Reserve Bank of India. And the Reserve Bank of India issues the treasury bill on behalf of government to institutions, mutual fund, bank, commercial banks, non-banking financial institutions. And the holding period of the treasury bills or maturity period is 14 days, 91 days, 180 days and 364 days. And that the very important feature of the money market instrument is the general public cannot invest in the money market instruments directly. That is very important feature of the money market instrument. You can add this feature also. In the money market, the common public or retail investor cannot invest directly. Their money is invested in institutions, banks, mutual fund, and through which those money are invested in the money market instruments. This is very very important. Then the call money market, call money instruments. What is the call money? This is the interbank transactions. Whenever any commercial bank is in the need of the cash, very urgent need of the cash, then the money is called at short notice by one bank to another bank for 3 or 4 days and carrying the very high rate of interest. That is the call money instruments or call money market. Then is the commercial paper. Commercial paper once again are the unsecured promissory note issued by the reputed company having the good reputation in the market and in the business environment. They issue the unsecured promissory note to to fulfill the short term needs for meeting the day to day business or operations. That is what the commercial paper. Then the commercial bills are there, under which the to finance the credit sales, the seller draws the bill to buyer. With a seller is called the drawer and the buyer is called the drawee. What you have undergone in the standard 11 accountancy, that chapter, the bills of action, that one the commercial bill. So these are the money market instruments which are exchanged not for one more than 1 year. Holding period is maximum 1 year and provides more and more liquidity. Next is the capital market. Yes, capital market is a market where the long-term security or long-term financial assets are exchanged for liquidity. That is the capital market. Once again, features of capital market is to be looked into. It deals in long-term securities. Yes, it satisfies long-term financial requirement. Yes, when the long-term financial funds are required, then the securities are issued and exchanged in the market. It helps in capital formation and it helps in creating liquidity also. The market is the general feature of the market is any market provides the liquidity for the holder of the securities or whatever else. Now the capital market also divided into two components, primary market and secondary market. What is the primary market? The market where the companies issues the securities directly to the public or institutions. For the primary market, there is no trading platform. It is directly issued and getting the fund after allotting the securities in the name of the investor, those are investing. Yes, the features of primary market is to be looked into. First feature is it related with the new issues. Only new issues can be handled in the primary market. Then it has no particular place, no common platform to trade or exchange. And there are various methods of floating capital in the primary market. Public issue. Public issue may the company issues the prospectus and invites the general public to purchase their shares or debentures. Then offer for sale. Under this method, the new securities are offered to an intermediary or broking company at a fixed price, and then this company resell the same to the public at an agreed price and under the norms of SEBI and companies law. Then the private placement also coming. Under the private placement, the companies are directly negotiating with the companies and institutions for the investment in the securities of the company. But it cannot be called the public issue. It will be called the private placement because these issues are handled. These securities are handled with the private negotiation privately. Then the right issue coming. Right issue is securities which are offered to the existing shareholders under some proportionate basis. That's it. The very important thing is to be kept in mind while understanding the right issue. Right issue is always issued to the existing shareholders, not the new ones. So these are the various methods of issuing securities in the primary market. Now the secondary market. Secondary market is a market where the securities are exchanged and traded for liquidity, and the securities which are issued and allotted in the primary market are to be traded in secondary market compulsorily to provide the holders of securities the liquidity. Now the features of secondary market. Yeah, it creates liquidity. It is very already it is understood. It comes after primary market when the issues are allotted to the public or institutions. Then it has a common platform. That is what the important feature of the secondary market, and it encourages new investment. That is what the features of secondary market. Very simple points are there. Then the important questions coming, the distinction between the capital market and money market. Whatever the features we have discussed, out of those features we can find out the distinction between capital market and money market. Capital market, in the capital market we can say the long term securities are traded or exchanged. In the money market, short term securities are exchanged for liquidity. In the capital market, equity shares, debentures are traded. In the money market, the treasury bills, commercial paper are traded. And this is the way we can, out of the switches, we can find out the distinction between. The maturity period for the capital market is the more than 1 year, and for the money market, maximum 1 year. So, 2 or 3 or 4 distinction can be taken out. For the 1 second, the small type of questions will be asked, 2 or 3 marks. Then the one more distinction is coming, the difference between the primary market and secondary market. The major difference between the two market is the primary market is no common trading platform. The securities are issued and allotted directly from the company to the public institutions. And in the secondary market, the common platforms are there. In the primary market, investors can only purchase securities, but in the secondary market, securities can be purchased and sold at the same platform like the other market. So these are the some distinction between the primary market and secondary market. Next, the next topic comes under this chapter is the stock action. The stock action is nothing; it is the part of the secondary market. But in the stock market, the long-term securities are exchanged for the liquidity, and the features of stock exchange could be that it is a very organized market, well regulated by the SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. Dealing is in securities issued by various companies. It handles the securities for trading, which are issued and allotted by various companies. Dealing only through the authorized members, that is the brokers and intermediaries, and they have to carry out the rules and regulations which are issued by the company laws and SEBI. So these are the important features of stock exchange. Next, the functions of stock exchange, as it is for the secondary market, the same functions more or less will be for the stock exchange. It provides liquidity and marketability to the existing securities. Then price discovery of securities also there in the stock exchange. Safety of transaction, no fraud under the regulation of SEBI. फ्रॉड होने का चांस बहुत ही कम है. Contributes to economic growth. More and more investments are made in the stock exchange. It could be the indicator for the economic growth. And providing a scope for speculation on the stock exchange. Some are investing to speculate the very short-term gain out of the investment. And next function or could be the feature. Function feature एक ही हो सकते हैं इसमें. Then the spreading equity cult in the market. Just stock exchange का एक ये होता है फ़ायदा, उससे बेनिफिट होता है कि एक कल्चर डेवलप होता है इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द secondary market, which is well organized and regulated. That is the stock exchange. Then the question is the trading procedure on a stock exchange. How the trading procedure takes place on a stock exchange. First, yes, selection of a broker. A sub broker is to be there. First one, the investors have to get registered with the registered brokers with the SEBI. Then the very important one, the demat account with the depository is to be opened. What is the demat account? Demat account is like a bank account. In the bank account, the monies are kept in safe. In the demat account, the securities and shares are kept safe in electronic form. And now it is a mandatory for the registration with the brokers or sub-brokers to trade in the stock exchange for liquidity. Without having the demat account, you cannot trade now. Cannot. Then the placing of an order to the broker, whatever the number of shares you need. कम से कम एक शेयर का लॉट होता है, ट्रेडिंग लॉट. कम से कम एक शेयर का आप ऑर्डर प्लेस कर सकते हैं. Then after placing an order, the demand supply forces matches and the trading is taking place. Then the broker or broking company issuing the contract note after the trading takes place. The details of the trading, the taxes and other broking charges are mentioned. What the amount is to be paid, what the amount is to be received. Then the settlement takes place. अभी के समय में T+2 का सेटलमेंट पीरियड होता है. T+1 ट्रांजेक्शन डे +2 days लेकर आप अगर those are purchasing the shares, their share will be going to the demat account. Those are selling the securities, they will be getting in the bank account after 3 days. Transaction day +2 days. And then those are purchasing and making the payment, their shares will be delivered in their demat account. तो ये हो गए ट्रेडिंग प्रोसेस. वेरी सिंपल प्रोसीजर. तो जैसे जनरल मार्केट में हम लोग जाके परचेस करते हैं, उसी तरह यहाँ भी हम लोग ऑर्डर दे के परचेस करते हैं. नेक्स्ट द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज द सेबी, सिक्योरिटीज एक्सचेंज बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया. To control the market, to regulate the market. Yes, one watchdog is necessary, and in this direction, Government of India established the Securities and Exchange Board of India in the year 1992. Now the objectives of SEBI is the regulation of the stock exchanges and market, financial market, protection to the interests of the investors. Third, checking the insider trading. What is the insider trading? Insider trading is the trading in which the officials of the company whose shares are listed in the market, they're having the important information about the important development in the company, and they are leaking the information in the market, and volume of the shares of that company increases manifold. That is called the insider trading. So SEBI controls and checks the insider trading in the market. That is a very, very important objective of SEBI, and the control over brokers and intermediaries. These are the objectives of SEBI. Now the functions of SEBI, where ये every year आते हैं इनसे क्वेश्चन. सेबी के फंक्शंस और ऑब्जेक्टिव से हर साल क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं. 1 second, I like to inform you. First, the regulatory function, yes, to regulate and register the brokers and intermediaries, to register the collective investment scheme such as mutual funds, and also the control of the mutual fund, to regulate the working of stock brokers, portfolio exchanges, underwriters and merchant bankers, to regulate the takeover bids by company. कंपनी अगर टेकओवर कुछ स्कीम लाते हैं, प्लान लाते हैं, that is also regulated by the SEBI. Without the information to SEBI, cannot. And also the securities are issued in the market only after giving information to SEBI. Then only the issues can be made in the market. Next is the development function. Under the development function, to impart the training to intermediaries and investors, share brokers, sub brokers, share transfer agents, issuing registrars, merchant bankers, portfolio managers, सबों को ट्रेनिंग एंड एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करना. दैट इज द डेवलपमेंट function of SEBI, or to assist them to carry out the research work on the market, to just develop the new ideas for the market. जैसे अभी T+2 के बाद T+1 सेटलमेंट की बात हो रही है. बहुत जल्दी T+1 ट्रांजेक्शन डे +1 डे, 2 दिन में सारा इशू जो है, सारा जो ये ट्रेडिंग है, इट विल बी सेटल्ड. Yes, it is only possible through the research work done by the SEBI. ट्रेडिंग आवर्स भी बढ़ाने के बाद चल रही है. तो ये सारे बात जो है comes under the developmental function. Then the protective function. Under the protective function में prohibition of the fraudulent and unfair trade practices in the market. Once again, the same with what it was featured, it is not the different one, but it is classified under the 3 heads. Controlling the insider trading in the market, undertaking steps for investor protection, and promotion of fair practices and code of conduct in the securities market. These are the protective functions of SEBI. So there are 3 functions, organized functions of SEBI. First, the regulatory function, second, developmental function, and third one, the protective function. Not different, very easy. And इसमें आप प्लीज़ मार्क्स को ना गवाएं, बहुत इजी है. एंड इस फंक्शन से, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स एंड फंक्शंस ऑफ SEBI से हर साल क्वेश्चन आते हैं. हर साल किसी न किसी फॉर्म में क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. तो इस चैप्टर के लिए इतना ही. नेक्स्ट चैप्टर, द कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन विल बी डिस्कस्ड. टिल देन, थैंक यू, टेक केयर.